Hi, it's Lenneke from Len's Crafty Life, and I won last month's challenge. You may know about the challenge that Shaz from Crafted Seasons by Shaz started last year in January. It's kind of like, well, I call it the perpetual challenge. It goes on and on and on. You can participate. You do not have to send me or anybody else anything at all, so it doesn't cost you any postage. And you don't win anything physical, but your winning prize, if you win, is your winning prize is what that you can choose what we're gonna do, what we're gonna make or alter for next month. So if you have any questions about that, please leave a comment below. If you want to join in, if this is your first time, please do so, because it's a great challenge. It's been going on now for over a year, almost a year and a half, and I'm delighted that I finally won. Yay! So what I chose for this month's challenge is to alter a tea bag or a coffee bag or a coffee filter, or even if you don't have any of that, take a muffin case or something that looks like I think in the States or in other countries, well, I think we have them here in the Netherlands as well. You have these big round coffee filters that kind of look like a huge muffin case, muffin paper. So you can use that, and these are some that I have dried. So let me explain. And to be honest, I got this idea from Michelle White. I don't watch her often, but I was really intrigued by what she did. She's an excellent crafter, and I'll pop a link to her altering tea bag videos, or at least one of them, below this video, so please do check it out. Now, what I have, like, this is from coffee. These are like coffee pads. The darker ones, like this is a lighter one. The lighter one I basically, after making coffee, I rinsed it, and I emptied it out basically pretty much straight away. And this one has been ironed. When you ironed it, it becomes quite flat. Iron it on low heat, and then you can stamp on it. Now, of course, I have loads of things that I made today, so please hang on in there. I will show you what I made. I'm just explaining now kind of the basics behind it. This one has not been ironed, so this one has been dried with the coffee in it quite a bit longer, and this one I emptied out basically straight away. I just opened a little hole, I just tore it very carefully, then I kind of rinsed it in the sink. Coffee can go in the sink, it's even good for your sink, I think, so it cleans it all out or something. Now this one I dried with coffee in it, so it gets a much darker stain. Now these are different kind of tea bags. This again, and of course every tea bag is fashioned differently. This one, you know, was like that, and then it was kind of tied together with a string. I took out the string, and then you can just open it out. You can open it out even further, like this. And you get, I'm not sure if that's visible, I think it is, but you get all these different kind of stains, which is excellent in your paper crafting. But if you are a fabric crafter, hang on in there, because I've got some things that I included, trims and fabrics as well, so please hang on in there. So these are the ones that have been ironed. You can stamp on them very easily. This one I particularly like. Haven't done anything with it yet, but this was with raspberry tea, so you can get these beautiful colored papers. You can kind of cut this off, just use it as decoration, or make your own little bag or little envelope out of it, you know, whatever, like that, for in your journal. Tuck something in it. There are so many things you can do with this. So let me start with showing you what I did today. Oh goodness, I'm on 4.5 minutes already. So I will show you what I did. And again, this is an idea that I got from Michelle White, and I kind of went on exploring that idea. Sorry for, I'm just finished. But well, actually, I'm not finished. Once I started, I got so many more ideas, but I just had to stop now because I wanted to get this video out. So I may be making more different kind of things with tea bags this month, and hopefully you will join in. So here is your altered tea bag, and this, like Michelle White, she made a little booklet. Now this is a two-sided booklet, and as you can see, I put it on a string. And I added some beads, and particularly these bottoms ones are so pretty, I think. I got them, I think, from a bracelet from a charity shop. And I only had 2 of these yellow ones. I'm not much into yellow, but it kind of goes with the vintagey look. I think of this little booklet that you can also hang. So I stamped on the dried pads. And this one is a whole pad. So the way I stuck it together is I folded it. I ironed it, I stamped on it, then I folded it double, and those double sides I glued together. This is a perfume bottle on a darker one. This has been inked with the walnut stain. This is a tiny little corset, and of course you could put more embellishments on it. Then the last one on this side is a little umbrella. Then this is the back. Put some rickrack around that as well. Then we go on to the other side, and I hope to go through this a bit quick because I've got a lot to show you. There's another little corset. It's different from the previous one. Then these are 2 little shoes, again on a darker pad. A beautiful fan. And a larger corset. So I had all these stamps in my stash. Of course you can use any kind of stamp on it as long as it fits on the little tea bag. So that is one. Then the next one. This is a tea bag like the this one has not been used. Do I have the little, I have a little box. I'm just looking if I can find it quickly. Anyway, this is the tea bag. So it's just a rectangular tea bag. It's empty. You can put your own loose tea in here, and I just decorated the front of it. Now this again was an idea from Creative Cafe. I think she's called Tracy, I'm not sure. So if you just Google on tea bag, then there's not many videos on it, but some videos. Now the only thing you have to be careful of is that you put some kind of cardboard in here when you glue things on, and then whenever you glue things on, because the glue will seep through, and then you know your pocket will be closed, obviously you can't use it anymore, and then the cardboard that you put in it, you have to kind of wiggle around a bit so that it doesn't glue onto the cardboard. So this, of course, is the tiny bunny of Beatrix Potter drinking her tea, which I thought went excellent with this little tea bag. And I put some, maybe you've seen it, the Hessian burlap, I think you call it in the States, Hessian in Australia and England, I believe. I got that big roll yesterday. This one I showed you, I think it was yesterday, in a video of all my charity shop finds. If you haven't seen it and would like to see what I got, please hop over. And I'm so glad I got that because I already used it quite a bit on the makes of today. So I stacked on a few buttons. I always forget to use my buttons, so I got them out now. Put some rickrack on it. And this can go, of course, you can either use it as, you know, to give a present to somebody in some happy mail. Then instead of decorating it here, you can always decorate this still. Put a button on it there. But this I made to go in a journal. Then the next one, let me see. I'll take this one. This again is an idea, I think Michelle White, from a video of hers. This is a stuffed coffee bag, and I stamped on it. These are, well, maybe hard to see, but these are 2 little birds on a branch. Sorry, just hit the camera there. And then this, of course, is 1 bird on a branch. And then that was the idea from Michelle. Then it was my own idea to put these eyelets in, which is a little bit tricky because, you know, it pops open and the stuffing may come out a little bit, but I just glued that back together. Then I popped this garment pin on it with these two little flowers, both on the front and on the back. Another garment pin here. First time ever I use garment pins. Yay! That's a new one for me. And I put on a pearl, a little dangle heart that says love, a bit of lace, and how do you call these? A spacer or something. So you can hang this also on the outside of a journal. If you have a journal or an album with a very wide spine, you could always hang that on the side, or just for decoration in your room. Let me just keep those in view. Then, what shall I show you next? This one. Now, this journal I made a while back. The idea is from Nisi, from Bella Vintage Notebook, I think she's called. But I just wanted to show you these. Now, these are very much see-through. You see, you can hardly see it. Now, I stamped on the butterfly. This is when I took the double layers apart. Now, when it's wet, it goes quite easily. And you got this perfect little circle. Now, again, I ironed this and I stamped on it. You can see that it's it has bled a little bit. I did this with the Tim Holtz, well, just a normal Ranger ink pads. I think it's better to stamp with a waterproof kind of ink, because this paper, of course, will take the water, that's the fluid in the ink, and, you know, so it's not 100% sharp, but I still like them. These are different kind of butterflies. Here I inked around the edges again with the walnut stain. With this one I did not. With this one I did. But the idea is, and that's again from Michelle White. This is a journal that I made, that you could just put it on a page as decoration. Just, you know, give it a little bit more oomph in your journal. Sorry, let me get that in focus. That would be nice, wouldn't it? There you go. It's just, it really adds something to it, I think. You see? Oh, that's upside down now. I think that looks absolutely beautiful. Now, another thing I was thinking of that you can do is to cut them in half. And especially with the darker ones, and you can make even like little tags here, or how do you call these? Like so. Little, what do you call these? Not tags, do you? Spacers? No. Whatever. Anyway, I thought of that, and I thought that could be, and you can decorate them, of course, especially if you use the lighter ones, stamp on it, or write on it. Especially if it's a lighter one, you can write on it. So you can use the half ones for that. Okay, I'll put this one back. I'm not done yet. Hang on in there. Then what I also saw, I think it was Tracy from Creative Cafe Girl. She made, so these are the rectangular ones. Or this particular one is the one that was that's folded. That was with the how do you call it, with a piece of string. So I folded it all out, ironed it, and then I folded some double, and she kind of did it with just square. She has the square tea bags that were unused that she used, but I don't have those. So that was 2 layers. This is all single layer, but you can make, I just folded these in here, you can make a little booklet out of this. So here's a pink one that I just popped in for fun. And then you can decorate the pages. Now, this is very, very thin, but it's very, very sturdy. So again, when you do this, put something underneath it if you're gonna glue it. Now, you can also sew on these kind of things, which I have not tried. Maybe I will this month. So you can make a little booklet out of this. So that's another idea. Then if you, let me get one, you can make, if you fold it, so this is just the round one, if you fold the bottom in and the side, or first the sides, like so, well, roughly like so, and then the bottom, lo and behold, what have you got? A tiny little envelope. So that's what I made here, with a darker stained one, a tiny little envelope, and I just put a bit of rickrack. So this is just a plain coffee. Of course you can stick this again in a journal. If you wanted to, you can even fold it over like that, put a button on there or something. And I made from a price tag that was on some clothes, I made this tiny little tag, and of course it's another bunny drinking tea. And the back is just a plain, price tag. That was on some clothing that I got recently, so that you can put in a journal. Then I made a flower. And this again is from Michelle White. She just has a lot of great tutorials on what to do with these tea bags or coffee bags. Now I'm lost for words. And I made it on a tag so you can see what it looks like. Now this one, as you can see, is very three-dimensional. It probably won't go in any pocket, in any journal, unless you have a very thick and spacious journal. But I just absolutely love how this turned out. Just today some junk mail arrived. I went around it. I just cut a rectangle, went around it, just wrapped this music paper all the way around it. So this is the back. That is a technique that I have from Pam, the Paper Outpost. She does a lot with paper, obviously. I went along the edges with the walnut stain, and then I have some pieces of old book paper that I went again around the edges with the walnut stain. This is a stamped little bird, and you can kind of see the difference. This one bled much more. That is with the Tim Holtz stain, and this is with the ink, the Aridon Rock something. Let me just get it for you. So the first one that bled, I stamped with this one. It's the walnut stain, distress ink. And this, archival ink, not the Aridon Rock something. I've got that one as well. And this is the archival ink, which is waterproof. So if you've got that, that may work better so that it's bleeding less. You can see that here on the bird on the right. This is the exact same stamp. It's much more detailed, much more outlined. But anyway, I like both. I do like this one as well. So this is 2 layers now. Michelle has a tutorial on this, so I'll pop a link to the tutorial of this flower below this video. I can do one as well. If you want me to do a tutorial on any of these things, please ask me and I will. So it's basically 2 layers of a little bit scrunched up coffee filters, and then these are very scrunched up coffee filters, and there's 4 that I scrunched up a lot and glued on there next to each other, and then you get this great flower. I really love it. First time I do this, basically. I've never done anything with tea bags, so this is a challenge for me too, but I think so far it's going quite well. So spot the other, well, in my case, coffee bags. So that is another one, and this is another one. This is only one that I scrunched up a lot. Basically, let me get one. Here's one. All I did is take the middle, and then you scrunch it up like that. You twist it. Hope I'm in focus. You twist it. You cut off the tip, and then you've got this. I put a dollop of glue on there. And then I quickly, before this separates, because then of course you've got a hole there, before this separates, I quickly pushed it in the glue, hot glue I used, but you can use other glues as well. And then I just opened it, and it kind of forms a little flower. So very easy, not hard to do at all. And this is the result, and I absolutely love it. That was my own idea, yay! Well, no, not totally. Well, half of the idea was from Michelle, and the other half with cutting off the back and sticking it on. That was my idea, yeah. But I'm probably not the first coming up with that. Then, as the first time I've used these flowers, I hope you can see them, because these are real blossoms from a tree outside in my neighborhood. And if you've seen my birthday present video from recently, my birthday was on the 9th of April, but I think I uploaded it only last week. If you haven't seen it, just go back there and I'll show you with what device I made these. So these are real proper blossoms, and I absolutely love it. And again, I used the Hessian or the burlap from that big row on here. And I love how it turned out. Now this I put on a piece of vintage lace, and actually this is a little pocket, so you can stick another little card in there. So that is the tag that I made. Then I think we're almost done with the flower. Two more things. This is another flower that I made, and well, the design is not my own, but doing it with tea bags I had not seen before. So it is the design where you may have seen it, where you kind of have these half shapes and you glue them here, and then you glue another one there, and so on. And the first one I just rolled up like this, you know, and then you go with 3 that are together around it, and then I went with 5 glued together like that all the way around it. And then I just added these half leaves, well, what I call it leaves. I added a few more just to make it a bit fuller. So that's how I got this flower. Of course it's done with the lighter stained ones. If you wanted to, you could, before you do this, you could stain the edges even with pink or something. That would be nice. Then again, I glued it all together. You can probably sew it together instead of gluing it together. You can probably sew them all together. It's really strong. It's thin, but it's very strong material they use for these bags. And then again, I had quite a point here, so this was already glued together. I cut that off, and then I just cut out a circle by hand, obviously not a perfect circle. I stuck it on there, and here you have your little flower. Then the last thing, yes, here we go. The last thing is this. I have these, so you can basically use any kind of coffee filter, tea bag, coffee bag that you have. And as I said before, if you don't have that, use a muffin case if you've got those. But I'm sure all of you drink either tea or coffee. Now, this is another kind of coffee filter. What you can do is also, I made something which I'll show you, which I've got right here, yes, I'll show you. But just to give you another idea already, you can also make kind of like a pocket out of this, like that, or even glue it together. You can make a cone out of it. You see, when you're playing around, you are getting ideas. You can make like a little cone. Oh, that is cute. Make me a cone. Anybody, make me a cone. And make a posy out of it or whatever. Oh, that's cute. You see, there is just so many things that you can do with these. Anyway, I was going to tell you about this pocket. So you can either do a cone-shaped pocket for in your journal, decorate it. And then, of course, you've got here a pocket. You've got here a pocket as well. You can make it, you know, the same way as the little envelope. You can kind of square it off like that. And then flip up the bottom and have a little envelope pocket like that. You know, there's so many different things you can do with any kind of these. So this is what I did with it. I decided to keep it the way it was and just decorate the front again, just to be sure that it wouldn't stick together. I put some cardboard in here. Oh, there's some glue string. I did everything with hot glue just because it goes very fast and I'm not a very patient person. So what I did then, again, I used the Hessian or burlap here on the back. From that large roll that I got, I put on some, this is music paper behind here and behind there. I had already dyed this trim with the little baubles. Had dyed it in coffee, so that's coffee stained. Put that all the way around. I thought, well, you can even make a little bag out of this. So if you put like a string here on the top, you can hang it as a little bag. And you can, of course, save some goodies in here, you know, of some paper or whatever you like, some flowers. And you can even, you know, hang it up with a string. You can hang it up with another little sticker with a hanging device and then hang it on the wall. You can even stick this on the front of an altered file folder as an extra pocket. So anyway, I put this picture on top of the Hessian or burlap. I went around it with this beautiful trim that I got from Lynn Bentley a while back. Then I put on these very pretty vintagey flowers. And again, I decided to add some buttons because I hardly ever use them and I have to use my buttons now, don't I? So I added some buttons here in the corner, over there and over there. And this again is another scrunched up coffee stained, how do you say, coffee filter. I keep losing the word. My whole video is about it and I don't know what I'm talking about. Coffee filters. So again, this is only 2 layers. Again, the larger layer is only scrunched up. Come on, baby, you can do it. The larger layer is only scrunched up like a little bit, just like so, and then glued down. Because of course you can, this is a very 3-dimensional flower, obviously, but this one and this one, they are very flat, so you can use them, even if you don't put the pearl on, it will be even flatter, so you can use them inside of your journals as well. So this is only 2 layers. The first layer is just like that, and the second layer is again, as I explained, with this flower like this. Twist this around, cut it off, and very quickly glue it down. And after you've glued it down, just open it up and it becomes a nice scrunchy little flower. Oh, 2 different kind of layers would be nice too. There you go, that's another idea. Use the different stains all together. So anyway, there are many more things I've discovered you can do with coffee filters, tea bags, coffee bags. You know, it's just so much. So please have a lot of fun with this. I hope a lot of people will join in because I'd love to see all your ideas, what you are gonna do with this. And if you want a more explanation on these things that I made, then please ask me and I will do tutorials. Please do check out Michelle's tutorials and I hope you will just have a lot of fun with this. If you are joining in, please, or if you'd like to join in, please leave a comment below this video. And I would like, if you can do a VR, then I would love to get a link below this video to your VR, so I can also, I will update, I will give updates on who have joined in, and then I can always, when I make the update videos, put your link to your VR below that video. So please do send me the link. I have to see that you've actually made it. So if you don't have a YouTube channel and you want to join in, please send me some photos via email and I'll pop my email address below this video as well. So hope you're joining in. Have a great fun. I'm not done yet. I've got so many more ideas, so I'll probably keep making other things as well and give you updates on that. And please join in. I'd love it. And you probably will too. Okay, have fun. Bye bye.